What if I told you that your morning school run could one day look like this? You walk outside, press a button, your car sprouts wings, and you just float away. No traffic, no getting stuck behind a tractor, just you, the clouds, and probably a very confused pigeon. Every futuristic film you've ever watched has cars zipping around the sky. Is this the world we might be heading towards? On the Curious Kidcast, we are going to find out exactly how close we are to living in it.
Curious Kidcast, here we go. Ooh, yeah. Questions poppin', minds will blow. Big ideas, they're taking flight. Let's explore, feel the light.
Hello, 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 and welcome to the Curious Kidcast. I'm your host, Charlie, and this is the show where we take the biggest, brainiest, most bonkers questions that kids have, and we answer them properly. No boring stuff, no falling asleep, just pure, brilliant curiosity. Now, today's question comes from a kid called Henry, who is 9 years old and lives in Birmingham. Henry says he came up with this question because, and I'm quoting here, "My mum spends 45 minutes every morning stuck in traffic muttering to herself, and I thought there must be a better way." Henry, mate, first of all, brilliant observation. Second of all, your mum sounds like every mum ever. And third, you have just inspired an entire episode of this podcast. So, well done, you are officially a curious kid. Today's question is, when will we get flying cars? Let us get into it. Okay, so here is something that might blow your brain a little bit. People have been dreaming about flying cars for over 100 years. That is right. Before smartphones, before the internet, before your parents were even born, humans were already sitting around thinking, driving is fine, but what if we just went up? Back in 1917, an inventor built something called the Curtiss autoplane. It had wings, it had a propeller, and it had absolutely no idea what it was doing. It kind of hopped along the ground a bit, and that was mostly it. Not exactly the Jetsons, is it? Now, speaking of the Jetsons, if you have never seen it, it is an old cartoon from the 1960s where an entire family zooms around a futuristic city in flying cars. There are robots, there are jetpacks, and everyone lives above the clouds. It was basically a cartoon version of what adults in the 1960s thought the year 2000 would look like. Spoiler alert! The year 2000 came and went, and we were still very much on the ground, stuck in traffic, probably listening to a CD. But the dream never went away, and that is actually quite important. Because dreams have a funny habit of eventually becoming real. Right, so if people have been trying for over 100 years, why do we not have flying cars already? Great question, and I am going to explain it in a way that makes total sense, I promise. Problem number one, weight. Cars are really, really heavy. We are talking hundreds and thousands of kilograms. Lifting something that heavy off the ground needs a lot of power. Aeroplanes manage it, but they have massive wings and massive engines. Squashing all of that into something that also needs to fit in your driveway and go around a roundabout is extremely tricky. It is basically like trying to build something that is both a sofa and a submarine. Both are great. Together, they are a disaster. Problem number two. Power. Flying uses a huge amount of energy, way more than just driving along a road. And if you run out of fuel in a car, you pull over. If you run out of fuel in a flying car, well, that is a very different kind of problem. Engineers are testing batteries and electric engines, but they need to be much, much better before anyone feels safe going several hundred meters up in the air. Problem number three, safety. And this is the big one. Driving a car is already something people find quite hard. I mean, have you ever sat in the back seat while someone tried to parallel park? Pure chaos. Now imagine doing that, but in the sky, surrounded by other flying cars. The computers and sensors needed to keep everyone safe are incredibly complex, and they have to work perfectly every single time, because in the sky there is no pulling over onto a pavement. Problem number four, air traffic. Imagine if everyone in your city had a flying car. Thousands of cars in the sky at once. Who goes first? Who gives way? Who keeps flying too slowly in the fast lane? Actually, this sounds exactly like a motorway, but with more falling. Experts are working on air traffic systems for flying cars, but it is a very big puzzle to solve. It's really fun because flying cars are not all the same. There are actually a few different types, and some of them are closer to real life than others. First, you have got the car-plane hybrid. This looks like a small aeroplane with wheels. You drive it on the road like a normal car, then when you get to a runway, the wings unfold and off you go. These actually already exist as working prototypes. The downside is you still need a proper runway to take off and land, so it is not quite the lift-off from your driveway dream just yet. Second, there is the VTOL car, which stands for vertical takeoff and landing. These are the exciting ones. They go straight up like a helicopter, using multiple propellers, a bit like a massive drone. No runway needed. You could, in theory, take off from a car park, a field, or your back garden, which would absolutely terrify your neighbors, and honestly, that is part of the appeal. Third, we have hover cars. These are the full-on science fiction ones that float above the ground like magic. Scientists are experimenting with magnetic levitation, which is where powerful magnets push against each other to lift things up. It is very cool, but true hover cars that work on normal roads are still very much in the future category. And fourth, there are flying taxis. Now, these are the ones that might actually appear first. Companies are building small electric flying vehicles that work like an air taxi. You book one on your phone, it picks you up, flies you over the city, and drops you off. Like Uber, but instead of a slightly whiffy Toyota, it's a flying pod. So who is actually building these things? Loads of people, actually, and the competition is fierce. There is a company called Terrafugia, based in the United States, who have built flying cars that are nearly ready for private owners to buy. You could drive one on a road and fly it at an airport. That is pretty incredible when you think about it. There is Aeromobile from Slovakia, which is a country in Europe, who have built a car that folds its wings away neatly and can fly hundreds of kilometers. It looks properly futuristic and a little bit like something a supervillain would own. In a cool way. Then there is Joby Aviation, who are building electric VTOL taxis in the United States. These are quiet, clean, and could carry you across a city above all the traffic below. And there is Lilium, a German company who are building sleek electric flying vehicles that look like something straight out of a film. Oh, and here is a fun fact for you. In Dubai, flying taxis are already being tested on real passengers. Real people have already been flown around in them. The future is not coming. In some places, it has already arrived. Okay, now to the original question. When do we actually get them? Experts think it could be somewhere between 10 and 30 years before flying cars are widely available. Now, I know that sounds like a long time, but think about it this way. 30 years ago, nobody had a smartphone, nobody was streaming videos, nobody was asking a little speaker in their kitchen what the weather was going to be like. Technology moves fast. The honest answer is that flying taxis in big cities could be a thing by around 2040. That is not that far away. If you are 8 years old right now, you would be in your 20s by then. You could be catching a flying taxi to work while your own kids think it is completely normal. Private flying cars that normal families can own might take a bit longer, maybe 2050 or beyond. There are still rules to write, landing pads to build, batteries to improve, and governments to convince. But it will happen. The money is being spent. The engineers are working, and the dream is very much alive. Not just exciting because they are cool, although they are extremely cool. They could actually change life in some really important ways. Emergency services could get to people in trouble much faster. If someone needed an ambulance urgently and the roads were jammed, a flying vehicle could get there in a fraction of the time. That could save lives. Remote areas that are hard to reach by road could get supplies, medical help, and connections to the rest of the world much more easily. Think about somewhere in the mountains or deep in a forest where no roads go. A flying car changes everything for those communities. And yes, you would never be late for school again. Well, probably, unless you managed to forget your bag and had to go back, which, let us be honest, some of us would absolutely still do. Right then, it is time for everyone's favorite part of the show, the Curious Kidcast quiz. 3 questions, multiple choice, no cheating. Ready? Question 1. What was the name of one of the very first flying car prototypes built all the way back in 1917? Was it A, the Sky Buggy, B, the Curtiss Autoplane, C, the Aero Wheeler 3000? Have a think. The answer is B, the Curtiss Autoplane, built in 1917. It had wings, it had a propeller, and it mostly just hopped around on the ground looking confused. Bless it. Question 2. What does VTOL stand for? The type of flying car that can take off straight up like a helicopter. Is it A, very tall orange lorry, B, vertical takeoff and landing, C, vehicle that obviously levitates? Take your time. The answer is B, vertical takeoff and landing. Although very tall orange lorry is genuinely a wonderful guess, and I respect it enormously. Question 3. In which city are flying taxis already being tested on real passengers right now? Is it A, London, B, New York, C, Dubai? Last one, you've got this. The answer is C, Dubai. Real passengers have already been flown in flying taxi prototypes there. Pretty amazing. And that is it for today's episode of the Curious Kidcast. Flying cars. They're not here yet, but they are coming. And the people building them are working really hard to make them safe, affordable, and maybe one day completely normal. A massive thank you to Henry from Birmingham for the brilliant question. And thank you to every single one of you for listening today. You are all officially curious kids, and that is the best thing to be. Now, if you enjoyed this episode, please do share it with a friend, a sibling, a classmate, or that one adult who always thinks they know everything. A little curiosity never hurt anyone. And if you have a question you would like us to answer on the show, head to our website at CuriousKidcast.com and send it in. Your question could be the next episode. And while you're there, hit subscribe so you never miss one. Until next time, keep asking questions, keep wondering, and remember, the sky is not the limit. It's just the beginning.